Hi. I want to talk about something that I have strong thoughts and feelings about human design, the experiment of human design. Um, Human design is seductive. I've been irrevocably seduced into the mechanics of human design, and it's practical, it's usable, it's fascinating, and it's easy to go down the rabbit hole of fascination. And what I want to speak to is that the experiment of human design is about your body, um, your mind. My mind um, wants to know everything. I would like to hear every word Ra ever said about human design. I don't think that's possible. I'd like it. Um, and so it's, I think, important to differentiate what I'm learning from watching my body and what it's doing. And particularly when you get beneath the line, and particularly on the body side with the PHS and even the environment, um, birth times are not generally accurate. If you have a birth time that's on a birth certificate, it may not be accurate. Most of the time, they're not. I mean, if you had a home birth and someone was there with a watch, then it probably is. But if you're born in a hospital, like imagine someone's delivered you and then a crisis comes up and they run out and go attend to that crisis, and who knows how many hours later they might be filling in paperwork and they're like, that was about, and they put down a time because people are not thinking that that's a vital piece of information. And so rather than, for example, thinking your cold thirst and just going for cold, 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 and not noticing that, 5 minutes different, even an hour different, you could be hot thirst. And now suddenly you're feeding your body cold when really it needs warm, or it could go, into something else entirely. It's not a good idea. If your body is telling you, then stop and listen. Um, I've talked to a number of people who try and force their bodies to do PHS, and even if it's the correct PHS, forcing your body to do it because you have a mental idea about it is not doing your PHS. It's got to come from your body, and it's got to come from noticing your body. When I started my experiment in PHS, I have taste and taste, and that's the second color and the second tone. And the tone is to put something in my mouth, and if my body likes it, to swallow it, and if it doesn't, spit out. Well, two things were difficult about that for me. One, I was raised by a very hoity-toity family that was like very proper, and you don't spit things out. Um, and two, I think at a very young age, when I was forced to eat things that weren't to my taste, I stopped tasting them. And so I literally didn't know, I wasn't tasting food. I'd put something in my mouth and go, how does this taste? And I just kind of didn't know. But what I noticed is that my body did know. And it would show on my face. So I'd put something in my mouth and it would go, and I would notice that my face was doing that. You could feel it, right? Or it would go, And so I started just using that as my gauge for whether I would swallow that food or spit it back out. And now I can taste my food because I've gotten more in touch with my body. So I just want to say, if you're going into an experiment, particularly a PHS experiment, listen to your body. Don't try and have your body listening to your mind. Take a look at your chart and see, if you don't have the ability, ask someone who does, who has the software that can go back and forth, an hour even, to see what the difference would be. How soon does it change? How quickly do these things change? What would that experiment be if you were 15 minutes later or earlier and that kind of thing. It's all about nourishment. It's nourishing your brain. And when you nourish your brain, you can think better and you can be smarter. I got smarter. Okay, that's my little thing for today. I wasn't quite sure I was going to say all that. Oh, would you please like the video if you like the video, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And you can also press that little, there's a little bell for notifications for when I do another video if you want to be informed. Bye.